Manchester United team who've scored just 20 goals all season but have been imperious at home recently, taking on Forest, who of course have just 2 points and 1 goal away from home so far this season on their return to the top flight. Team news for you. Nottingham Forest first of all cannot play Dean Henderson in goal, of course, against his parent club on loan from Manchester United. So the Welsh international Wayne Hennessy starts. Mangala is back, and Jesse Lingard, who played 149 times in the Premier League for Manchester United in an 8-year spell, faces them for the very first time. He is back at Old Trafford. Now, there has been a virus in the Manchester United camp. It's certainly affected their back four. Raphael Varane wasn't expected to start, but has to. Luke Shaw plays at centre-back for the first time since March 2020, when he was part of a winning team in the Manchester derby. Malacia is required at left-back, and Wan-Bissaka at right-back as well. Anthony, Rashford and Martial all start for Manchester United in that attack. Right then, let's get the pre-match managerial thoughts, beginning with the Manchester United boss, Erik ten Hag.
Erik, it looks like a makeshift defence for you tonight. Lots of changes. Can you explain what the problems are that you're facing?
Yes, we had illnesses during the week. Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Scott McTominay. Harry made it, recovered, but is not fit to start. So that's why he's on the bench. So we have to be a little bit creative.
When did you know that this would be your defence? How late was the decision made?
Yesterday already we took a decision, but then waiting for maybe overnight they recover. So the only one who definitely much better than yesterday, it's Harry. So the other two are not available. So and then we prefer this lineup.
It's only 9 days since Raphael Varane lost a World Cup final. How physically and mentally ready is he to play tonight?
Yeah, of course, I had a talk with him yesterday, and I think that's the way Rafa is. He takes responsibility, and that's why he's so successful. He's winning so many trophies. He's so important for a squad, for a team, for a manager. He directly told me, I'm ready, play me.
First and foremost, we've got to believe in ourselves. We've got to back ourselves. If we don't do that, then obviously, it's tough enough as it is. So that's where it starts for us. We've got a game plan that we need to commit to. If we do it well, and as I said, we give ourselves a good chance. And great stage to play football. Clubs work really hard to get for nights like tonight. So let's go and commit to it.
Jesse Lingard's in the starting lineup. He's returning here to United for the first time. You've spoken about being in the right sort of frame of mind for this match before the game. Do you think he is?
Yeah, he's obviously been looking forward to today, but he knows that he has a job to do. Plays for Nottingham Forest now, and that's the most important thing. Been training really well, seen some really good signs before the break, and he's taken that into the winter work that we've done as well in the winter break. So let's hope he can bring it tonight like everybody else.
Of the Premier League, it's been worth the 6-week wait, hasn't it, to get it back. Still one more game to go. It all began with those 4 goals between Brentford and Spurs, then the victories for Fulham, late on for Wolves, convincingly for Newcastle and for Brighton and for Liverpool and for the leaders Arsenal, having gone behind at home to West Ham United. And today we brought you Chelsea winning by 2-0 at Stamford Bridge against Bournemouth. Manchester United going one better, 3 points and 3 goals against Nottingham Forest. And the first match week back is rounded off tomorrow at Ellen Road in Yorkshire as the champions Manchester City visit Leeds United. So Arsenal then with that 7-point lead over Newcastle. Manchester City can reduce that with a victory at Leeds tomorrow. Spurs just a point now ahead of Manchester United, who have the game in hand as well. Chelsea earlier today up to 8th, onto 24 points, level with Brighton. After yesterday's results, Wolves were off the bottom with that late winner at Goodison Park in the 95th minute. It is Southampton who prop at the table. Nottingham Forest couldn't make any further ground with that 3-0 defeat. They're locked on 13 points with Wolves in the drop zone. Everton and West Ham are just a point above the bottom 3 in that first half. And we'll have a look at it again, because that first goal, beautifully finished from Marcus Rashford. Have you seen a better, well-worked free kick so far this season?
Well, I think it's just come down to coaching, X's and O's, and I think sometimes we've seen a lot of great set plays, I think, this season, Tottenham in particular. But this one from Man United is fantastic there. We've got Marcus Rashford highlighted at the top there. Eriksen going to take the corner. But Bruno Fernandes is the one that's going to walk over into the shot and just have a little chat with Christian Eriksen there. And initially think he's going to come over for the short corner, but actually he decides to make his way into the box, and he just tells Christian Eriksen, just wait there. You know, he's obviously going to go over into the area where all the players are, and obviously this is a well-worked one. You know, they're trying to set up a little block then, aren't they, to free Marcus Rashford. It's work that space.
It's worked an absolute treat. I mean, it's one thing, mate, going on the training ground and setting these things up, but to get the timing right and to create the space like they do and for it to come off, the finish has to be there. Varane goes first, you've got Martial blocking. Varane, I think, makes that little initial run as if he's going to be the one they're going to play it to, but Rashford comes back towards his own goal to make the space. Look there, and he comes in free as a bird. And what a lovely finish. Doesn't try and hit it too hard, just stroke.
Touch, and he could have a chance to score.
Bruno, it's Glenn Hoddle here. Just want to ask you a question about the midfield. Do you feel now with Eriksen and Casemiro and yourself that balance looks different to me? It looks so balanced, and you've got every angle, every sort of style of play covered.
Oh, I think it's a little bit unfair to the others one that are not playing at this moment, because then they can have a good part in this team. Donny came on, did really well. Fred get his goal. Scotty today was not here because he was ill. But I think these three that mainly have been played, they have such good qualities that can help the team. Obviously different qualities than us three that start play today. But obviously I think everyone is an amazing player that can have a big good part to help the team.
And overall today, you've got the 3 goals, particularly Fred's one to put the icing on the cake. You've threatened that in many games this season, but you've done it comfortably again tonight.
I think we could have done a little bit more comfortably because we had the chances. Probably the shot or the last pass or something was not on point, but obviously 3 goals, 3-0, it's a perfect result.
And just finally, Bruno, the games are coming thick and fast now. You've gone within a point of the top 4, game in hand on Tottenham. Can this continue the momentum after the break?
No, we have to focus game by game. We know how tough is the Premier League. We have to go away to Wolverhampton. That we know that they have a good team. I know them very well. They probably speak more Portuguese than our national team. So it's always a tough game against them there. Good qualities. New coach, so we all know that whenever a new coach comes in, is confidence. They won in the last minute, so they will be on fire. But I think this result can help us to have more confidence and understand if we do what we have to do, we can win games.
Very well played tonight. Thanks very much indeed again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United captain, live for you at Old Trafford. United, of course, in January have to play both Manchester City and Arsenal. Well, let's get back to tonight. Rashford, we know the goalkeeper should have done better for 2-0, but Rashford had a big part to play in Martial's goal.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was going to ask, if we had a bit more time, I was going to ask Bruno about exactly this. The fact that, this ball here over the top is exactly what, these guys can play that ball. Marcus and Anthony Martial, they just need to be in these positions and get on the end of these things, because with Casemiro initially winning the ball, but he's the one, he can play that pass. Christian Eriksen can play that pass. Bruno Fernandes, but it shows also what a leader he is. He didn't want to throw any, McTominay or Fred under the bus there. The fact this is their midfield 3, and this is the reason why they might be a top 4 side. But if those midfield 3 can create and play the balls, Marcus today and Anthony Martial were brilliant at just staying high and making forward runs. These top players will get you the ball, and that summed it up on that goal from Anthony Martial.
Yeah, you give these, particularly those 3, you give them time and space on the ball to look up and play forward. As I said earlier, they need pitches, and Rashford there, Marcus Rashford, he knew Aurier was out of position for a split second, bang, he was gone, and the ball's delivered on his toe. The rest he has to do himself, and he did it brilliantly, laid in the lovely pass, waiter pass, so that Martial could take it first time. And I think that's what caught the goalkeeper. Hennessy his body weight was going one way, but he took it early because the ball was nicely played. And I think they've got that as a real major asset. I think there's going to be games when that could come in to play much more for United, when they're playing against better teams. and they can hit teams on the break if they have to suffer a little bit with possession against them, and they've got that asset, and they've got also, if they control a game, they've got possession people, what I call possession of the ball, the midfield three. They know how to cope with that ball, and Casemiro really has changed that midfield.
He was flawless today, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's changed that completely for me. He reads the game so well. Hardly, we were saying, he hardly has to run. He just picks off the right positions, gets the ball, and then defensively, he just picks up cute little positions, covers people. If fullbacks go, he's the next one that comes across and just cuts things out. So a terrific asset to the team. A lot of money for his age. What was it, 70 million? But you can see what he's doing on the pitch for them.
And one of our friends in the studio who's a United fan on cameras thinks it's Owen Hargreaves was the last player that United had like that, Glenn. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, he's obviously seen United more than I have over the years, but yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, Owen was a similar player, could do the defensive work and the astuteness of that, but use the ball intelligently, and that's what Casemiro does.
That's why they're highest paid players, in the team.
I think he's making a few more quid than I did. I think Casemiro.